But there's inconsistency in that mix as well. It could be anything here today, and it could be everything. This is the way they are lining up. Leeds, first of all. One Aussie back for Leeds, Aidan Caesar in the halves. His role given extra significance given the absence of another Aussie, Blake Austin, and the ex-Wigan forward James McDonald comes back into the second row after injury. Ryan Hampshire, what a headline this boy could make today. I say boy, he's very much a man, making his second debut for Wigan after recently re-signing for the club, his first debut 10 years ago in 2013 in an absolute humdinger against Widnes. So they'll be hoping, we'll be hoping it's another humdinger as well today. Liam Marshall out there on the wing as well, a Challenge Cup headline maker last week. This is one of the potential razzle-dazzlers today, Bevan French. Whether he's scoring them or making them, he often catches the eye. Leeds will be looking to close him down. Chris Kendall is our referee, Tom Grant the video referee, Jonathan Roberts and Warren Turley running the lines. It is as traditional and high pedigree as the Challenge Cup can serve up. Wigan against Leeds. The ball is hoofed towards that Lewis Jones stand, and it's immediately a tester there for Caesar to catch. So what are we expecting here? Alongside us, the England skipper, Jody Cunningham, and once upon a time, the Welsh wizard, Jonathan Davies. What are we expecting here?
Yeah, Dave, it's going to be an exciting one. I think the stage is set today for us to have an absolute classic Challenge Cup match. I think last week's game had everyone scratching their heads as to what happened to Wigan in that second half, and that's going to give Leeds so much confidence today that they can turn this Wigan side over if they really need to.
Yeah, it's a great stadium, you know, brilliant atmosphere, good travelling away fans by Wigan. Interesting last week's game. Don't think it'll mean much today, but I think it's a big onus on both number 7s today with the standoffs being ruled out. So great match in store.
Leeds through their first set, the kick downfield, and Miski on the return, the Lebanese international, and 15 metres away from that halfway line is where he will start. The ball has been lost. Miski complaining that it was stolen, but a big early boost for Leeds here.
Yeah, Leeds are going to be really happy with that one. First carry for Wigan, so really good set from Leeds. First carry from Miski then, he just doesn't quite keep hold of the ball. There's an argument there that this possibly hands in, but it is his responsibility to keep hold of the ball there, and Leeds are going to be really happy to get some good territory early on in this game.
Well, first half last week, they didn't get much good territory at all in the first half. They're looking for a faster start to here, and here is a potential for just that. Morgan Gannon, nominally in the standoffs role today. Jared O'Connor out of dummy half. Tom Holroyd, the recently anointed England player, up towards the 20. O'Connor, south stand below us in terrific voice now, with early enthusiasm. Myler to dummy half. It looks like, I think it's Gannon who is injured. We'll back to that in just a second, but back it comes for MacDonald. Neddy MacDonald with the footwork. Wigan's defence is good enough. Still loads of tackles in the bag here. Step back on the inside. Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Almost a try scorer. Back it comes. Now it's Caesar. Caesar with a miss-out pass. MacDonald steps in. Wigan's defence is good enough. Miski hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, it's good defence there by Wigan. You know, not much threat there, not much creativity from Leeds. You know, one-up plays, little half-break by Gannon, but very comfortable defending by Wigan.
Well, he's okay as Gannon, as you saw. So back to where we were. Toby King looking to carry it out. These are hard yards for Wigan in these early stages.
Yeah, it's really tough, and actually Leeds probably won't be too disappointed with finishing that set. Just down in the corner, it means Wigan have got to work really hard and go the full length of the field, and it's tough in this heat. They're going to have to work hard, and Leeds are going to try and back the defence. John Wilkie mentioned in the build-up to this game that it's quite a passive defence from Leeds, and they're going to be wanting to fix that up and try and get some real line speed on this Wigan side.
Here's Farrell. 5 tackles gone. Halfway line barely reached. So it's down to the boot of Harry Smith to put it high. Myler's underneath it, normally a safe pair of hands, and is, and immediately looking to launch something here through Alforts, who was there in support. But Wigan's defensive line is up there quickly enough. Rowan Smith, the Leeds coach, arrived at this club just about this point last year and got them to a grand final. Hoping for more shots at silverware this year.
I think the boys just showed what a great, competent kicker Smith is. Leeds will have to close him down. You can't give him that time. Terrific spiral bomb there. Great take with the full-back, Myler.
Tough stuff in these early stages, as you would expect. O'Connor had a dummy half again. Leeds progressing, but slowly. Now it's with Cam Smith. Smith trying to pick a path through that muscly maze of Wigan defenders, but on tackle 5 he has to stop there, and Leeds will have to play here. Aidan Caesar with a kick, French underneath it. Oh, I think it's hit Myler's head and out of play. Well, I don't think the header was in the playbook.
That's great pressure by Myler, though. I thought the kick was a little bit too far. Just watch it. He just holds out, times it perfectly, doesn't commit, just gets in the eye line of French.
But I tell you what, that makes Bevan French think for the rest of the game now, doesn't it?
It does. Putting a question mark in the fullback's head early on in the game is brilliant for Leeds, because that's exactly what you want. Next time that ball goes up, he knows that there's going to be a real good kick chase that's going to make catching that ball really difficult, especially with the sun. That makes it even more difficult when you're catching those high balls at the back.
Wardle just beyond the halfway line. Wigan pick up and move it to Farrell. There are not many people in support there, but Farrell, well, normally a steady customer and a sturdy customer, but forced back by that intensity of Leeds defence. This is Shorrocks. He's been playing at stand-off in the last few weeks. Not an entirely dissimilar role in the loose forwards position today. Powell had a dummy half but collared early. So here's Harry Smith, last play in this set for Wigan. He puts it up in the air to Smith. Where's this coming down? There's a cluster of limbs down. I think Farrell got hands to that, knocked it forward. And when Myler picks it, that's where the tackle count will start.
I think it's just simple at the moment, just testing each other out, nothing fancy. You know, just get the yardage, get a good kick in and try and force an error in the opposition half.
Barely recognise a raising of a heartbeat when you see Matty Pete in matches. He just looks on rather patiently as Leeds find themselves through Harry Newman and get another set here. It's the first restart of the tackle count because of Wigan's over-involvement in the tackle, and Ethan Havard is holding his wrist here, and this will be a worry for Wigan. Oh, that looks nasty.
I think it's elbow, isn't it?
Meanwhile, Leeds carry on against what is now a 12-man defence. This is brilliant from Cam Smith. Eventually hauled down. O'Connor's in a dummy half again. I don't think Caesar wanted it. Then he holds his hands up and says he did. But it's with Aletsky. Aletsky tries to burst through. Wigan hanging on. It's a penalty for Leeds. Penalty for Leeds for offside against that Wigan defence.
I tell you what, Smith has made a big impact in the game so far. A couple of times he's had the ball, beaten a couple of defenders, looking for the offload.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a nasty one, that one for Ethan Havard. He just got his elbow in the wrong place, didn't he? But then Leeds capitalised off the back of that with a brilliant run from Cameron Smith. He had support there on his outside, but didn't quite find it. But it's good to see that Ethan Havard's being looked after there. Doctor on field, so obviously we stop play and make sure that the players' welfare is looked after there.
Well, you'd suspect from the look of that that's his game gone.
Big blow.
And given they're missing the likes of Mike Cooper, Brad Singleton, there's some big boppers missing from that Wigan middle. So Leeds have a chance here to take advantage of this situation. Here's O'Connor eventually on that slow play the ball from Gannon. Big effort here, talking about big boppers. O'Roy! Has he got over to score? He's claiming it. Tom O'Roy had no right to get over the line. but he might just have done it.
He's had a huge start, you know. He first time he had the ball, he's been putting pressure on, big hits. He's really made an impact, you know, so early on the game. Just run hard, single man. That's definitely a try.
Yeah, it's fantastic play there. Just a will and a desire to get over the line, and Wigan will be disappointed. They don't concede too many tries as bashovers. You usually have to work hard to score points against this Wigan defensive effort, but they'll be a little bit disappointed with that one. But all credit goes to Tom Holroyd there and his will and desire to get over the line for Leeds.
Well, we talked about the razzle-dazzle. Sometimes the more prosaic approach gives you the dividends. And Leeds, with just that honest drive down at the middle, have the lead, and Rhys Martin, the Papua New Guinean international, adds the 2, and Leeds lead here by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, they've started very well. This is simple. Wigan, as Jody said, Wigan will be disappointed with that. That is soft defence, passive defence. Just a one-man to run over from, you know, the first pass. Disappointed, but as the boy said in studio, Leeds in the second half last week run really hard, and I think they've got that same approach. They've started very well.
Quick start from Leeds. Who'd have thought? Maybe this just rattles them a little. They're not used to these quick starts, relatively speaking.
No, this season they seem to have been a second half team, don't they? And that'll give them confidence. If they can go in at half-time and have a decent scoreline against this Wigan side, they know what they're capable of doing in the second half. So this will definitely breed confidence within this Leeds side.
Just in context, they've been behind at half-time of Leeds in 10 of their 12 Super League games this year. 74 points scored in first halves, 167 points scored in second halves. So
you don't see why that should happen, especially when you're playing at home. You should, you know, really come out of the blocks.
It's a game of two halves, Jiffy. Here comes Alforts, who's just beyond the 30. Leeds beating with confidence at the moment. Wigan just needing to get themselves into this game and struggling.
Yeah, I think Wigan's line speed at the moment not great, just allowing the big forwards to carry the ball exceptionally well.
Here's a kick from Caesar. He's behind a 40, but that's all academic because it's an easy take for Bevan French. Can't give him too much room, otherwise the step comes into play. Marshall. Hero last year in the semi-final with a long-range try against St Helens, and hero in the final with a late try against Huddersfield. Smithies taking Wigan into Leeds territory. They've not had a lot of time here. Oh, and Ellis has dropped it. Ellis has dropped it, picked up by Caesar. And Leeds have it back again. Mistake-ridden at the moment.
Yeah, Cade Ellis there just doesn't quite secure the ball as he goes into contact, and it is ferocious defence from this Leeds defensive line, and now Wigan giving a little bit of their own there. Ryan Hampshire getting stuck into that one. It looks like it's going to be a really tough game and a battle in the middle.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes from Wigan have given Leeds the field position. They've had 7 plays the balls in the Leeds Wigan 20-metre area, and Wigan haven't had any yet. They've had no territory, no possession in the Leeds half.
Well, we expected a reaction from Wigan after last week. The reaction is actually coming from Leeds to the way they played in the first half last week. It's a massive improvement on that Super League game's opening 40 minutes from Leeds' point of view. Here's Cameron Smith making things happen again. 1 play to go. O'Connor at dummy half. It's with Caesar. Caesar puts it back. Myler's chiming in. MacDonald for the line. Wigan defenders are there in numbers.
Good defence.
Again, though, Leeds finishing in the perfect area of the field. Yes, they would like points, but that patience to just finish with the ball right pinned in that corner. Now Wigan have to work really hard, and Leeds can condense that defence and get up with line speed just as they are doing now. It just allows them to still keep control even though they're not putting points on the board.
Here's French at a dummy half and trying to make things move again here from Wigan's point of view.
It's great defence again.
Oh, God, they're going nowhere. Leeds are just absolutely in their faces at the moment, but suddenly there's a touch of brilliance right down the middle, step back on the inside again. Eventually the defence comes in, but wonderful from Wardle, and now they have a bit of a footing to build on here. Back with Wardle again, who made it all happen from the start, and he's threatening to finish it. They've covered 90 metres and Wardle has covered 60 of those himself at the moment in this set. Smith back on the inside, Ryan Hampshire with the touch and the carry. Hunted down by McDonald and dragged down. 5 away with 1 play to go. Wigan seat left. French with a little dab kick, takes a touch. Was that a knock-on? No, the referee says play on, and Leeds have it back again.
Again, good scramble by Leeds. Great break, first of all, by Wall, but he had no support. I thought that Wigan would finish that off.
But now it's Leeds' turn to have to do the tough stuff. As Jody was saying earlier, getting out of your own 10 metres. Wigan found a magical way to escape last time. Can Leeds find something similar here? Alfort's in, held up, down. Quick play the ball. Now it's Rhys Martin. I can tell by the 12 on his back that he's normally a second rower, but he's been playing a lot at centre this year. The kick's not the best. Miski will pick up. French now comes onto it. Is there a hint of a broken line in the chase here? French with a little flick pass away to Miski.
Great chase by King, though. Put pressure on Caesar. Hence, they have the ball on the halfway line.
Here's King, Toby King. One of the 6 Wigan players who were involved with England a couple of weeks ago in their 64-0 win against France. Jody was involved as well, the women's game. That was also a 64-0 as well. You were skipper, weren't you? Anyway, more of that in just a second. Smith out to French. French now gets a pass away early. Here comes Liam Marshall. Marshall throws it back on the inside. It's a forward pass. It's a forward pass. That came right out of the big top with all the juggling. But the last pass was forward, and Wigan are denied a moment of glory.
They're starting to ask some questions now, aren't they? Shipped the ball really well there to find Marshall on the outside, but that pass just drifting a little bit forward there. I think if he had his time again, he might just take the tackle or try and dive in the corner there. But that all came off the kick at the end of the set from Leeds. They just put pressure on Aidan Caesar, and he didn't quite get the kick he wanted away. Probably only made 10 metres, and that meant Wigan started with a ball already in the Leeds half, and it gave him a chance to really attack that line.
There's a real joyous feel to the atmosphere here today, isn't there? South Stand is always in good voice with a band.
It's a great place to play. It's a great stadium.
Sunny Challenge Cup game, what's not to be happy about?
Absolutely. Here's O'Connor at a dummy half. O'Connor again. Remember the name, his dad Terry was a bit of a Wigan hero back in the day. It's been lost, knocked on.
And that's 2 mistakes now. The poor kick by Caesar, but good pressure by King. And now, they're putting pressure on themselves. And the 3-on-2 occurred when Liam Marshall threw the forward pass. It's just when you get Bevan French with the ball in hand, he just creates a 3-on-2. Worry about his pace. Just got to stay on the outside shoulder. Ask questions of the defence.
Let's just watch this here from Wigan. The scrum play is in the reckoning because Bevan French is standing behind Ryan Hampshire. He's gone right. I think everybody expected the ball to go his way, but it went the other way. And that shot play has given Wigan a little bit of licence to try to find a way through here. Farrell tackle, 20 away. Here comes Powell. Back now to Ellis. Well, they're lining themselves up here. 4 plays to go. And that close. Smith back. French with a short pass. It's a forward pass. It's a forward pass.
We're going to see who's to blame here, because they had enough time. They created a space. He didn't need to throw that pass, a no-look pass. He just had to give it. King had run the hole for him. Just watch the run by King. A little pass, that's all that was needed.
Right, let's go down to Tony on the touchline, because I think Tony, you've got news on Ethan Havard, the Wigan prop.
Yes, as you said, as he came off, it was a horrible injury. He's dislocated his elbow. They've taken some time to get it back into place. Obviously, his afternoon is run, and it is very, very hot down here to already be down a man.
Did we need the detail of replacing a dislocated elbow? Have you ever dislocated your elbow?
No, thankfully not. It always looks like one of the worst injuries to get. So yeah, thankfully not. But hopefully he's been looked after now, and he can recover, and he'll be back in not too long.
Lightens the load down the middle for Wigan, though. That'll be a concern for Matty Pete.
Well,
They've got interchange players, but they're going to have to do bigger minutes than they would have expected. Here comes Reece Martin, skipping back, looking for an offload if he can, but too many hands around it. Connor's in there again. There's a little glance right and left, decides it's left to his skipper Cameron Smith. Caesar with a chip and chase. Miski has a look around. Bevan French should get there first. Well, nobody wanted it! Nobody wanted it! Oh, it's a penalty for offside.
it's a push, I think.
It is a push, yes. Wow.
This would be interesting to watch, because I'm not sure if he had any choice, because the ball, everyone assumed the ball is going to bounce over. Just watch. You saw it bounces it back. Yeah, that's the push. There was no need. There was no need for the push of Caesar. I think Missy was going to just let it go.
Oof. That is just... It's a lack of conviction from both players, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
Well, we saw Leeds score off a similar miscommunication, I suppose, dealing with some of the kicks at the back, and they managed to capitalise on that last week when it happened. I think it was Harry Smith who pulled out of taking one of those kicks, and that's what they need to definitely fix up at the back. Wigan is just that confidence of who's taking that ball and who's claiming it.
So taken on by Liam Byrne. Byrne finding yards inside that Leeds half. Powell away. Hampshire drops it back on the inside. Morgan Smith is cutting back, shakes one off. Cameron Smith. Last play again. Breeze is up here. Smith puts it high-ish. Bevan French is after it. Oh, and he's nearly got there. Nearly got. I tell you what, this duel, this mid-air duel between these two fullbacks today, it's going to be one to watch, because Myler did a number on French a little earlier, and French very nearly did a number on Myler there.
He'd be disappointed with that. He timed his run and his jump perfectly. Myler isn't the biggest of full-backs. If he just holds on to that, you know, that's a definite try. Just watch him. He times his jump, brilliant take, and just loses it.
Yeah, Myler does just enough there, just keeps one little hand on there to just make the ball come out of Bevan French's hands, because it was a definite try. He did everything right, absolutely everything right, and it's not the sight you want in your peripheral vision there as you're trying to take those high balls. Is Bevan French steaming onto it, but they're starting to ask questions, and it just feels like points are on the horizon for this Wigan side.
You get in my face, I get in your face.
Yeah, I think momentum's definitely with Wigan now, creating opportunities, just haven't finished them.
Here's O'Connor. That roll, that task of being there and every play the ball, or as many as you can, that the hookers on both sides have to achieve. Harry Newman now, he can make things happen, but not when Wigan's defence is as robust as that. Morgan Smithies with the tackle. O'Connor delivers, and now it's with James Donaldson. That was a fifth, here comes a sixth. Before that happens, Caesar will put the ball in the air. French drawn to it, easy take, but as soon as he hits the ground, Cameron Smith is waiting. Have some of that.
Brilliantly timed tackle there from Cameron Smith. Just waited until Bevan French's feet hit the floor again, and then made sure that he felt that one. And that's, again, it's just making sure Bevan French knows every time that ball gets kicked that there's kick pressure, kick chase, and he's going to have to be secure under that high ball.
Here's Hampshire taking on Martin, losing out in that little duel. Gets up and plays to Powell. Swiftly back to Smith. Smith with a kick. There's not a lot of chase on that. I think he was not looking for an attacking kick there, just putting Leeds on the back foot. He's up there quickly as well. They're trying to keep it alive. And Liam Tyndall in the end will be happy just to keep hold of the ball.
Yeah, the kicking game from both sides has been very, very good. You know, as Jody was saying, they're starting the set of 6 so deep inside their own 20. It's a real arm wrestle at the moment.
23 minutes played. It's flown by this first half. McDonald keeps it alive. Myler to Caesar. Myler's claiming there was a Wigan touch there. The referee is not mindful to agree. This is Cam Smith for Leeds, just hurling himself forward again. Don't forget that red button, or the iPlayer I should say, a little later. Challenge Cup extra after we finish here today. Lots to discuss from the world of rugby league in this last week or so. Myler's kick spirals downfield, but Bevan French catches those with so much ease. And Liam Marshall leading the way back. Smith. Another set of 6 early in the count, so not too damaging from Leeds' point of view.
Discipline has been good from both sides as well. Just haven't given easy, you know, territory. They've had to work hard from it because of a good kicking game by both sides.
Toby King dragged down by Nenny MacDonald just to slow things down, to help his defence just get back a little bit of that oxygen. And Semba on from the bench, the young fella. He's only 18, Junior Nsemba. Big day for him today.
Good hit.
But they've sought territory. They find themselves in a decent position here, Wigan. Leeds are under a little bit of pressure. Farrell at pace. But they've set a platform for an attacking kick right across the face of this Leeds defence. Onto the left foot of Harry Smith. Up in the air, and Semba's underneath it. It bounces into the in-goal area. Hampshire knocks it back. The referee says play on. The referee says play on, so... Well, in the end, it's no advantage from a knock-on.
Yeah, no advantage there.
Yeah, he's took that one back to the knock-on, I think, hasn't he? And then it's going to be scrum play, and Leeds working hard there. You know, we've mentioned the heat, we've mentioned the conditions. I think both teams are in the arm wrestle, and it's taking a lot out of the tank in these early rounds. It's very much back and forth. You mentioned there, Jonathan, the kicks have been good in the main, which is meaning that the teams are having to work really hard to get out of their own half.
I think the boys illustrated pre-match about the poor soft defence from Leeds. That certainly isn't the case. You know, we're going to find it hard to make the yards, and they've maybe blown a couple of opportunities, but Leeds will be happy with their defensive, you know, performance so far.
We've got a water break here. That's what the stoppage is for. We were told beforehand, the match commissioner said that because of the heat today, it's not scorching, is it? But
16
it's
degrees.
a little warmer than we're used to expect in this part of the world at this time of year, allegedly. Everybody's taking on extra water here, and the referee's getting his batteries changed as well.
It's games like this, and particularly obviously with Ethan Havard going off the field for Wigan, the back five become even more important, taking those early carries, and we're seeing Wigan do that really well. Jake Wardle particularly making some really important meters for Wigan, and the whole of the back five are really getting in and getting through some work to help out those middles.
Ethan Havard is cutting a rather painful figure down on the sidelines at the moment with that dislocated elbow. Professor Chris Brooks alongside him. The eminent medical man in rugby league is Chris. Top bloke as well. Myler up at dummy half, 10 short of the halfway line. Another set of 6. Another set of 6 for Leeds. Wigan taking too long in the tackle, and Leeds finding their way back inside enemy territory here. And with plenty of tackles to try and pick a way through. Sam Lasoni with a solid drive. O'Connor at a dummy half. Cam Smith puts it back to Caesar. Caesar with MacDonald cutting back on the inside. 3 tackles to go. Leeds 25 yards away. Donaldson, all effort and energy from him. Quickest play the ball, O'Connor again. Now it's with Cam Smith. Smith to Caesar. Caesar with a kick through. Marshall's got him covered. And Smith is offside, the Wigan player, so it's a penalty for Leeds.
Yeah, Harry Smith just shoots out the line there and arguably causes more problems than he solves by doing that. It looked like they actually had enough numbers to defend that on that Wigan left edge, but he shoots out the line and now he's given a penalty away for his team. Just tries to put pressure on Aidan Caesar, he misses him.
Yeah, he didn't commit to anyone, did he, Smith? You know, there's a lazy defence by him. He was offside. You know, in a tight game like today, the 2 points could be crucial, but as Jody said, if Leeds had kept the ball in hand there, he'd committed, he hadn't taken anyone out, there were numbers on the right-hand side.
Like you say, Challenge Cup, keep them Tims a-rattling. This will give Leeds a 2-score lead. If, and given that it's Reece Martin, you're tempted to say when he puts this ball between the sticks.
Perfect conditions for kicking today.
So here is Martin. He's been a while here now, hasn't he? 3-4 years at Leeds with that kick. And the expectation was exactly that. He's put it over. Leeds now lead by 8 points to 0.
And those 2 points are important. When you're in an arm wrestle game like this, and it feels like you can't quite break down the team, just a pressure relieving penalty like that, that means you put another 2 points on the board, you take some air into the tank, and then you can start to go again. And this is all going to just build the confidence of this Leeds side. Going into half-time, they've had the better share of territory. Yes, we're going to have had some chances, but they've just not quite been able to capitalise on those chances.
South Stand are encouraged.
Good call, Myler.
Leeds bringing it back through Sam Lissone.
Wait here, go on.
Donaldson.
Good run.
O'Connor, Myler behind, is just waving his teammates on to try and keep this intensity going here. I sense they could make some yards in this set. Smithies does his best to hold on as long as he can. MacDonald cuts back. Oh, there's an offside run by Morgan Gannon, so MacDonald had to stop there and then. And here's O'Connor again now. Sony again is involved. 5 tackles gone, Leeds just inside the Wigan half. Probability is a kick. Actuality is a kick. Myler puts it high. French underneath it. Oh, he's lost it, but he's lost it backwards.
Great kick once again. You know, you have to put pressure on him. Caesar's done well, and Myler put real spin in that kick. Difficult to take the French. And as we mentioned earlier, he knows the Leeds boys are coming. They've been coming all game, been in his face.
And it's not just one, is it? It's not just Myler. They're spreading the load on putting pressure on Bevan French. But at least he had the sense to turn away, so that when he did drop it, it did go backwards, which is why Wigan have this potential to get themselves out of trouble here. And Semba, that's a good, strong carry. It's a really good, strong carry. Thinks about the offload, gets the offload. That's super stuff from the youngster. Here comes King. King now. He's offloading. Hampshire throws it back. Wigan having to just chance their arm here to get out of this squeeze that Leeds are putting on them. Smithies on the halfway line plays. Here's Harry Smith again. That ball wobbles in the air as up it goes. Single catches safely. Looks to return. Here's Myler. Daryl Alforts. And his pass to MacDonald, and now Martin, but Wigan's defence slid across, kept their numbers honest. Alforts again, I tell you what, he's done some work today, hasn't he, on this left-hand side, Daryl Alforts?
Yeah.
O'Connor. Newman, like a bullet from a gun, and then with the offload, O'Connor again. Can he offload? No, he can't. Morgan Smith is all over him. Myler. Caesar. Suggesting an inside ball. Oh, he's just about kept a hold of it here, Newman. Newman takes it on. Had the confidence to go away. He's a superstar. Harry Newman. They love him here.
I tell you, he's lucky he scored because the inside pass was the pass. I think Bevan French took his eyes off him.
Yeah, I agree with you. That inside pass probably was the right option. He's lucky that he scores there. Aidan Caesar takes the line on. Great support play there by Harry Newman and brilliant juggling skills to keep hold of that ball when running at pace, but he absolutely had to find that pass on the inside, so he'll be thanking his lucky stars. He does manage to use his power, his strength, his athleticism there to just take on Bevan French and score the try in the end.
Great run by Caesar. Just watch, he goes in between two of the forwards, gets the ball away. Great inside support, but you know, in or out, Bevan French had to take someone.
Well, he scored 2 tries last week thanks to passes from Wigan's number 7. Today he scores a try on the back of his own teammates number 7. And it's a 12-0 lead that could set to be 14 in just a moment. And for a side that can't perform in the first half of games, this has been a very good performance.
Yeah, exactly. They took a turn in this game and they're the ones that have come out firing. And I think the set prior to that try, Wigan just looked a little bit rattled. They were finding offloads that potentially weren't on, and they really then just had to place for the kick, and Leeds did incredibly well then to work backfield.
Over it goes, the inevitability of it again. 14 points to 0 now. Well, last week it was Wigan who racked up the 14, but this week it's a very different Leeds.
Yeah, you Caesar gets his arms free. Great inside support. He's got to pass one way or the other, but Bevan French doesn't take him. There's actually nothing been in this game so far, you know. I think, you know, no one's really dominating it. The difference is Leeds have a couple of opportunities and they've taken them.
And if you possibly can question anything about Bevan French's game, it arguably might be that one-on-one defence. You know, he's absolutely electric in attack, his pace, his footwork, but possibly just that one-on-one defence there. He will admit he has to be better on that one.
Oh, Alfords.
Big mistake that is. That's a big mistake for Leeds. All momentum's with them. Just take it up, get a good kick and chase. No opportunity for Wigan to hit back straight away.
Well, he's been faultless, Alfords, so far in the game. But that moment just gives Wigan a sniff.
The pass was poor, though. You know, the pass was over his left shoulder. Not the pass you want when you're running into a defensive line.
Wait for the out call before we break. Kane, what are you doing?
Is this a quick response from Bevan French? Oh, it's getting heated in the middle.
No, listen.
2 front rows coming together. It's like watching rugby league in Jonathan Davis's day again, this, isn't it?
Oh, have a few punches thrown then.
Your mark is there, don't move forward. Pack down there and you pack down as well. Heads in. Head in. Okay, ball in the scrum.
Where do Wigan go? French has gone left. Wigan have gone left with lots of numbers over there. Smith onto Bevan French. French with the footwork. Leeds trying to renegotiate their defence. Penalty for Wigan. Penalty for Wigan.
You feel they need something here now, Wigan.
Gannon, offside.
Offside against Morgan Gannon. But you can almost feel the alarm in an opposition defence when Wigan are putting on a scrum play like that, so close, with Bevan French in their armoury. Here's Cade Ellis.
Jared off the ball! Hold!
It's Powell at dummy half. Left they go again. Shorrocks to Smith to French, and French to finish it. French to finish it. He might have been at fault at the other end, but he is so often flawless with ball in hand when he sees that line, and Wigan have points that are perhaps barely justifiable, but at least it keeps them in the game.
I don't think you don't need to create an overlap. When you got someone like Bevan French, you just need to isolate him one-on-one. This is the run inside earlier on. He is absolutely electric there, gets a penalty. And from this one, just the one-on-one, I think it's a Harry Newman, isn't it? There he goes, just watch him, bang. Harry Newman just gets caught with his weight on his left foot. Now that gives you opportunity for Bevan French to get on the outside. Just watch him. He just steps inside, that split second gives him the opportunity to go on the outside shoulder.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that was Bevan French getting one back. I think similar scenario in terms of that, just squaring up on the defender, bumping up, using that ball to bump off the defender, and then all he had to do then was drop down to get the ball over the try line. But fantastic flair and attack there from Bevan French.
And it all comes from a knock-on. That's the difference. One pass, one poor pass, knocks it on, scrum, pressure, penalty, try.
Newman 1, French 1. More to come, folks. Harry Smith with his first goal kick of the day, and he's put it wide. Right across the face of goal, so it remains at 14 points to 4.
Yeah, again, we just see brilliant linking play. Shorrocks, who's been in the halves, links up really well with Harry Smith, who finds Bevan French. And as you say, anyone who's trying to mark up and defend against Bevan French definitely starts to worry and back off, and you can't do that when you've got that sort of talent running at you. And it's a fantastic Wigan try, and possibly a turning point in this game, as you said, Jonathan, all coming off the back of an error in backfield for Leeds.
Oh, the restart! Mistake from Wigan. Again, there were 3 of them, and none of them put their name on that ball. Whoa, Ronnie the Rhino's detecting some Wigan nerves.
He's happy. Yeah, again,
drop out underneath the sticks, and another wave of Leeds attack to come on the back of this.
Yeah, you've got to call. One of them's got to commit to it. Look, it's 3 players there.
Looking for distance, as you would at this stage of a half in a Challenge Cup. That helps Wigan's cause. Lasoni a little clumsy with the footwork, but there'll be nothing clumsy about this.
That's a shoulder charge.
Shoulder charge, yeah.
There's no need for that, you know.
Well, have you seen the size of him?
Yeah, but he's going to injure himself. His technique is wrong. He hits it with the wrong shoulder. Just watch. It's a left, you know, that's a left shoulder tackle there. And he's led with his right shoulder. Now this will give Leeds a last opportunity. The dropout was brilliant. Found grass near the halfway line. Now it gives Leeds the territory to attack from.
Here come Leeds with an opportunity to re-establish the comfort zone they had not too long ago. 5 tackles from here. Minute and 40 to go. There's plenty enough time for this full set. Donaldson will set the platform. Now they can work right or left. And so close to that line. O'Connor. Now it's Smith. Smith to Myler. Myler's grabbed a hold of. Just trying to poke his nose over there, but Wigan hands are underneath. Couldn't put the ball down. So Leeds go back 10 metres and play it again. O'Connor. Smith. Donaldson again. Same role. Sets the platform. Huge field right, huge field left. O'Connor goes left, sees him now, puts it back. Little twist and a turn, but no way through. O'Connor from the feet of Lasoni, pushes off the big man, puts the kick in, poor kick, picked up by Bevan French. French now, wheeling through. Cam Smith gets a hold of him, otherwise I think Jonathan Davis' prediction might have come true.
The gap was there for him. Good pressure again. Good pressure on the kicker.
Smith with a carry. Here's Wardle. Wardle again making a break. He's made a couple of telling impacts in the game so far. Marshall with the step. Now it's Farrell. Wigan looking to keep it alive. A little bit of desperation in the last 14 seconds of the half. Here comes King. King now cuts back on the inside. He wants to offload. There's nobody there apart from Leeds players. Cameron Smith has it back.
That's it, I think.
Here comes a play the ball. This is the last play of this first half. And Reece Martin will just carry it in. And that is that. Matty P can't wait to get off and find his way into the dressing room. I think there's some strong words to be had from Wigan's point of view at the end of that first half. But Leeds have deserved their half-time lead. But that Wigan try from Bevan French giving them more than a hint of hope in this game. Plenty of words to be spoken in both dressing rooms, I'm sure. We're going to be hearing from some of the combatants in that first half, Reece Martin and Bevan French. Let's go down to Tanya.
Reece, is that as good a first half as you guys have had this season?
Yeah, look, I think we got a lot of confidence from last week, but we've been working hard at training. We know we haven't been great in our first half, so it's been a big focus of ours. And, you know, when we play like that consistently, we're going to be a hard team to beat. The
intensity really seems to have been there from the off.
Yeah, it has. We know what you're going to get when you play Wigan. They're a physical team, and if you're not here to match it, they'll just go straight over the top of you. So we come out firing, we're ready to play today, so we just need to do it again.
Thanks, Reece. Let's bring in Bevan French. Bevan, fair to say you've left some points out there in that first half?
Yeah, definitely. You know, in a competition like this, you've got to make the most of those. So I feel like we're getting on top of it a little bit. You know, both sides are going really well. I feel like it's a bit of a chess match at the moment. It's just whoever has the ill discipline first, and more than one occasion it's been us. So we've been on the back foot there, but I think in terms of what game style we want to play, and you know, where we're going to get our points, it's working. We just got to stick with it.
You've got to do to them what they did to you last week.
Yeah, and it's exciting. It's a challenge now, so you know, good weather for it. We get to come out here now and hopefully can do that.
Thanks, Bevan.
Cheers.
Well, Martin, that will definitely be what Matt Peat is saying. Surely we now need to do what they did, as Tanya said. We now need to do what they did last Friday.
I felt like you know, Wigan were hanging on at times in that first half. You know, watching these, they looked a bit like an NRL team. They were running hard, they were running into gaps, and they were really winning the battle at the contact line.
So where's that come from then? Because pre-match we talk about inconsistencies. Pre-match we talk about how they start games really slowly.
I think they must have been listening to us saying they needed to start well. Look, I just thought Leeds, both teams were outstanding there. I thought Leeds came out with real intent and intensity in everything they did and shocked Wigan. But Wigan showed that quality that they've got, the holders of the cup, to come back into the game as well. I've just really enjoyed that as a game. I think it's just been an outstanding spectacle.
Yeah, sometimes as a player or as a coach, you have an epiphany, right? And I believe that Rowan Smith would have had that last week in the second half. Is the blueprint for this team to play well was so simple. It was every time you carry the ball, look to hurt the opposition with your carries. Run like you're coming out of a cannon, and it just causes problems for the opposition. And it's such an effective way. St Helens have won the comp 4 years running, just running harder than everybody else.
It's an inconvenient truth around winning rugby league games, is that running harder than your opposition will generally get you in a position to win that game. But it requires courage, requires getting rid of any fear of getting hurt, and discipline to keep doing it.
And purpose.
Absolutely, and some of the ways that they finished their sets, those spiral bombs, I was getting nervous.
You look nervous now. You look nervous talking about it.
I'm very nervous. You know, it's 44 at half-time, and Wigan aren't really on the front foot.
But Leeds were.
Yeah, Leeds were, and it became, for me, a copy of the second half performance. And it was led by how direct Leeds were when they had the ball. We see a Ledsky here. This set typified for me what was great about Leeds in the first half. It was a Ledsky first up, then Harry Newman, who's had some big involvements, Jamie. But they were so direct and carried with real purpose at this period of the game.
Yeah, listening to Reece Martin, his half-time interview, I think the team have been challenged by Rowan Smith. Can you out-physical a Wigan side who are known for their physicality? And here we're just seeing clips that show that. They've rose to the challenge, and it leads to try-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, and how good is it to see Cam Smith? You know Leeds are going well when Cam Smith runs the ball a lot.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player, Cameron. I've watched him play well this year throughout the year, and just creating chaos. It's amazing how running out can create chaos off the back of the
Richie Myler was running like a forward, you know, into the line. Harry Newman, mate, he had that selfish gene, but luckily it came off. He should have passed that ball, really.
Yeah, it was the strength of carry that created opportunities for Mark, and it's the strength of carry that led to them to get into field position and to score the first try. And it's Tom Holroyd, who I love as a player, an honest player. I think something really smart. Look, that's just a direct carry. There's nothing miracle we can put on Piero, lines and squiggles, whatever you want. But he does square Cade Ellis up and makes it a one-on-one. But he runs harder and he's more committed.
You know, you can see the look,
There's footwork in there.
There's footwork in there, but there's desire. You can see the look in his eyes. And as we're watching that, I thought, this guy wants to go over and score. You know what? He's got muscle memory of doing almost the exact same thing against Wigan last week in the second half.
And it's just power, Mark, and it was a great start for Leeds. That really the theme, without over egging the pudding, was the strength of their carries. far exceeded the intensity that Wigan brought to that game.
Okay, but just explain why. Is that a case of being let off the leash? Because you can't get to play top-level rugby league, whether it's here or in the NRL, without being physical, without running direct, can you? Because otherwise you're not going to survive at this level.
I think Rowan Smith's quite an intricate coach, likes short kickoffs, likes tricky sort of plays, and sometimes you can get down a rabbit warren of complexity and making the game really complex. We stood next to a man who made it his mission to steamroller over you whenever he played against you. And that never doesn't work. Martin, I don't know if you were in the same category as that.
Absolutely not, but it is about flickering that mental switch when you go onto the pitch. And Leeds did that from,
it's just having the desire to do it and the purpose to do it and the will.
But you don't need permission from your head coach to do that.
No, you don't need permission, but I think the head coach sets the standards, and if he says this week I want everybody to run harder than the opposition, well, that sets the standard. That's what you've got to do. But they also had it in defence as well.
That's the impressive thing about Leeds. They got it both right, Mark. Intensity with the defence. Look, Aidan Caesar had a wow of a first half, maybe the best first half he's had in a Leeds shirt. But look at the intensity of the D. Look how much they wanted to dictate the intensity of the physical side of the game to Wigan. They were connected, they chased very well, and they controlled the speed of the game, I believe, better than what Wigan did at times.
Well, they look like a Leeds Rhinos who normally play in the second half. You know, when they've got intent in the defence. I thought they've done an amazing job of trying to take Bevan French out of the game. They've not been able to do that completely.
And we said about them being a bit passive. Well, in this period of the game, they were anything but. They ripped off the line and they smacked Wigan around. And Wigan really looked shell-shocked about that, because you're not expecting this kind of line speed from Leeds. We just talked about how passive they are, how many yards they concede. Well, they've just shown us that they don't have to do that to play well. It's not the part of the DNA, and it led to an opportunity for one man to shine. And we spoke about him pre-game. He is confident, he is selfish, but he's magical as well.
Yeah,
James.
He's got unbelievable athletic ability and talent, and you see that on show there.
He nearly made a
almost
pig
blew it. We were speaking about that, Martin.
Sometimes, you know, it is your day, and I think today was his day. I think in the old days he would have got smacked. He would have got smacked and put on his back, but, you know.
This is what he does well. It's what he does well. He supports. It's a great fumble and retake for drama, isn't it? But he's a superstar.
But there, give it. Yeah. Wouldn't you have thought?
I mean, I like to score tries, but even I would have given that one.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that Matty Pete is already back out from the dressing room, and I wonder whether that signifies to me, right, you lot have an honest conversation amongst yourselves to sort this out.
There's some warning signs. I've seen Liam Farrell approach the referee on a couple of times. It's, you know, it's creaking. Wigan, you know, they're bending, they haven't broken. You know, let's look forward to a second half.
I like that as well. I think Matty Pete spoke about it. I didn't have to say much after the game last time, because the players had a grip of their understanding that they give up, and I think he's doing that now. I can't honestly remember really a team talk at half-time from a coach that absolutely changed things. I think it comes from the players within and what they want.
Wigan have had opportunities. I mean, it's not like they've been on the rack. They've had opportunities and they haven't taken them.
You know what I love about Wigan? They're never out of games. They never feel like you're really out of games. And look, we've created opportunities. A forward pass from Liam Marshall to the inside of the line. The opportunities were there. Another forward pass from Bevan French here. The chances are there. The key for Wigan getting back into this game was going to be taking one of them, creating a chance and then taking one. A great chase from Bevan French. And you felt like it was inevitable that eventually they're going to take a chance.
You had to get the execution right in the end. You've so much admiration, I think, for Bevan French. He's just such a busy player, and he's no right to score. He shrugs off Harry Newman there, gets over and scores. But he's really, you know, Leeds are trying to take Bevan French out of the game. Bevan French has been relentless in his mindset. No, I'm coming into this game. I'm making a difference.
And let's not forget, Jayfield try, Challenge Cup final, 2022. Huddersfield are dominating. Yeah. Bevan French makes a break out of nowhere, sets up a try for Jayfield. When you've got magical players like Bevan French, you are always in a game. And he brings that to this Wigan team. And he could be the key to unlocking Leeds in the second half.
I mean, as Jamie said, that's the fascinating thing. Leeds want to take him out of the game, but he's impossible to take out of the game.
Absolutely, but I think John touched on it. Wigan are trying to unlock the defence, but, you know, Leeds are just literally smashing it down. They're smashing the door down.
I've seen enough from Wigan that they can come back and overturn this deficit in the second half. They've created enough opportunity. Leeds need to come out with the same intent again.
That's an exceptional first half. Wigan will be disappointed. Look, they've had some chances. but they're such a fighting team that they've stayed in it, and they've given themselves an opportunity with that try from Bevan French to go out and go over the top of Leeds like Leeds did to them last week.
Is it fair to ask whether Leeds can put two halves together?
It's fair to ask it because they've been but I want to know whether I'm being an idiot for asking. You know the stat, there was like they've only been ahead in 2 out of 12 games, so it shows they've been inconsistent in nearly all the football this year, and I think they haven't shown the ability to give us full 80 minutes. Now, this is going to be a test, because if they don't come out this next 40 minutes, Wigan won't come back. They've no quitting them. They'll get back into this game. The teams will be on their way back out very shortly, but last weekend was very special here in Leeds and at Headingley as well, with the first ever Rob Burrow marathon. Many of Rob's teammates were involved in the marathon, including Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Kevin Sinfield as well. 12,000 others ran the 26-mile course, and it was revealed yesterday that over £4 million was raised for 341 different charities, including, obviously, the Motor Neurone Disease Association. You took part, you ran it, it was tough. It was tough, there's no doubt about that. I mean, it was hot, humid and hilly, the 3 H's you don't want to hear when you're running a marathon.
100 miles?
No, yeah, I've run 100 miles before, but it was just an amazing day. And this it's just a definition of inspiration. These two together, you know what inspiration is about? Inspiring somebody to do something they don't think they can do. Over 5,000 people run the first ever marathon in the Leeds Marathon, and that just shows the pull and impact that Rob Burrow and Kevin Sinfield have had over the last 2 years.
Adrian Morley sets out in wave 1, Jamie Peacock sets out in wave 3. Who is the narky man chasing down Adrian Morley? He knew what he was doing.
But we were the last two in the bar at 1 a.m. afterwards, so we won that race.
We talk about recovery in sports science. JP did the exact opposite of everything you should do following the race.
Yeah, just went to a pub in Headingley. Right, let's head to Tanya.
Yeah, I've got Rowan Smith with me. Rowan, did you challenge your players to give you a first half and up the intensity in a first half?
Oh, we've been talking about that for 3 months now, about starting well, and I thought it was a good hard game there. There's plenty of plays that could have gone both ways, and good game of footy so far.
They really seem to be in an arm wrestle, though.
Yeah, it's good contest, good day, good track. Looking forward to the second half.
The important thing is they've got to put two halves together now, haven't they, your side?
Yeah, that's always the plan, and we know we're going to have to be good to get the result today.
Thanks for your time, Ryan.
Thanks, Tanya.
The teams are back out. Let's rejoin our commentary team. Jody, Jonathan, and first of all, here's Dave.
Bit of history for you. This stadium hosted the first ever Challenge Cup final, April 1897. Headingley Stadium. The place has had a lick of paint since, obviously, but there's some real history. Backley 10, St Helens 3. In case you were wondering.
Were you there, Dave? Were you there, Dave?
Was it there, Jonathan? Had the day off. So, just as unpredictable as the first half was, so too the second. What happens next in this crazy duel between these two teams?
When you're ready, mate. What's that?
Leeds with the upper hand, but Wigan know there's a way back. Can Leeds reproduce or go even better? Or can Wigan catch them cold in the sunshine in West Yorkshire? Wigan with the early possession here. Cade Ellis with that initial carry, reminder that Ethan Havard is gone for the day. The Wigan prop forward because of that dislocated elbow. Some fresh legs on the field. Oh, this is Farrell. Farrell's found a way through. Bevan French is pushing up there, and this is a try in the opening minute of the second half. Told you it was going to be unpredictable. Wigan already with a way back. French with a second. The old man Farrell at the heart of it, and Wigan fans are jubilant.
Well, they needed a hit back straight away. They had to score first in the second half. I think someone jumps up to the defensive line here. There's a natural gap opens up. But what support play by this man, full back. That's what you want him for. Just watch. There he goes. Yeah, 25 just jumps out of it. Little gap on the left-hand shoulder. What the support line by this man. Great play. Play the ball, he goes. Powell, Farrell, then the inside ball. Game on now.
Yeah, what a fantastic pace from Bevan French. Again, we've seen how electric he can be, and we knew that he was going to be pivotal to this Wigan's attack and come back if that is to be the case. But it's fantastic vision, first of all, from Sam Powell, just recognising that the defence, I think it was Donaldson from Leeds, was just a little bit wide at A-marker. That first defender, in the defensive line, a little bit too wide, which opened up that gap in behind the ruck, just to cause a little bit of space there for Liam Farrell to run through. And it was fantastic play from Farrell as well, to recognise it, get on his shoulder, and then obviously find who else but Bevan French in support.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnect. There was Donaldson that rushed up, and they played it well, didn't they? Played it very, very well. Powell, Farrell, and this man on the shoulder. One mistake, disconnected defensive line.
And you ain't going to describe as Matty Peters being over-emotional, are you?
No. I think he's happy. Yeah. Happier.
Leeds 14, Wigan 10. Mago. Fresh from the bench. Powell, his dummy half. Farrell's here again. That's where the last try started. Little combination, but this time Leeds have fixed things up. Powell. Ellis.
Just simple now. Just take it up the middle, run hard.
Powell to Smith, and Smith with a chip, and the chase is on.
Bounce.
The shape of Wardle and Marshall, but Myler's across there, but he's nowhere to go. That's the best he could have done in that situation.
Great set.
Let's make sure his side have got possession back again.
Straight after the try, look where they start their set from Leeds. And they'll fly in here now, the Wigan defenders.
Single, Wigan fans on that western terrace lifting the volume. Alfort's running across the face of that oncoming defence. So they're going through their tackles here without making a lot of ground, Leeds. They want to change that pattern, and they'll not want to see that. Wigan's defence stepping up, forcing the man out of play, McDonald, and earning themselves head and feet at the scrum here. But a handover, straightforward handover, and a chance to attack again.
Yeah, Dave, the Wigan fans like that one. All in voice cheering that defence from Wigan, and it was perfect play. It's exactly what Leeds were doing to Wigan in that first half, just pinning them in the corner, giving the defensive line permission to rush up and really limit the metres of that Leeds attack. And then as a Breezy bonus on the end, just managed to push them out into touch and get the ball back in brilliant field position.
It's a great start by Wigan the second half. Great start, offensively and defensively.
Mago offers an impact, doesn't he? Here comes Ellis, who's looking to get even closer. 4 tackles to go. Nerves amongst these Leeds defenders palpable. They need to get up there, and in the face is Hampshire. Just offers it off to Nsemba, and Nsemba decides the only way to go is forward. And he did that with some power. Leeds just put him down. Powell again, spinning it back. Smithies along the line. Here comes Wardle. Wardle holds them off, gets it back to Smith. Smith now with a dummy. Leeds just about catch up with it all. Make sure it ends there for the time being. Lost it. Lost it. Leeds defence wins the battle.
That's a big play. Big play. Very difficult to see where he loses it. Just watch this one.
It's a little bit hard done to there.
I think so.
There's hands all over that one, and arguably it was a little long there. I think the referee had called tackle held, and then he was put to ground, but that doesn't matter. It's now a Leeds ball, and they'll be breathing a sigh of relief there.
They need just to get a good set. They haven't been in the game in the second half yet, so just hold on to the ball, get a good kick and chase. Settle it down a little bit.
Get square.
O'Connor the dummy half. Alfort's boot plays the ball back. McDonald looking for middle ground. But again, they're getting through the tackles here. Wigan's intensity in defence, looking to limit the Sony. Good strong carry, as you'd expect. But not too much damage done from Wigan's point of view. 2 tackles to go. O'Connor, they're looking for a break here, Leeds. Looking for a break. 1 play to go. taken by Gannon down this right-hand side to Myler. Myler's kick, easy take for Bevan French. French is on a hat-trick, by the way.
I know.
Here's Smith. Liam Marshall's lining up here. He wants a dart. Bit of a handful for Cam Smith.
It's good play by Wigan backs now. Giving the forwards a chance to get back.
King almost to the halfway. Powell. Here's Wardle.
He's looked dangerous every time he's had the ball.
He's had a couple of really big moments, hasn't he, in the game? A couple of big breaks. Inside again for Smithies, and then Hampshire, and here's Nsemba. There was just a curious suggestion of a forward pass there. But here's the last. Harry Smith puts it up. It's towards Liam Marshall, but it is the 6. That's a mix and make up from Marshall, and then a straightforward drop from Harry Smith. From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Yeah. I haven't seen this before.
Well, you ain't going to be seeing it again.
I don't think so. That wasn't the planned attack.
No, I don't think it was. And Harry Newman there just allowing Marshall to take that one, Liam Marshall to take that one, because he knew he had nowhere to go, and then forced an impromptu kick at best, and then an error off the back of it again. Pressure relieving now for Leeds, who's, again, I think the back five from Leeds are also working really hard to get them out of backfield. We've seen McDonald and Alford, that centre and winger on the left edge, particularly getting through a lot of work. 13 and 14 carries between them, the highest carries throughout the game, both those edges, so really are getting through the work.
Here's Caesar, suggesting a potential inside ball from Myler, but a couple of shoulders put an end to that. Myler's kick, Bevan French under pressure, French leaps, lost it again! Lost it again, but Daryl Alfords has knocked it on, I think. So Wigan will get it back.
Yeah, I think he just got his left hand in there, didn't he?
Fingertips, fingertips.
Yeah. It's good pressure again, though, you know, making it really, really uncomfortable for Devon French.
Even when those go for you, and it's not a knock-on, it goes back. It's a knock-on against the other team. It still puts that moment of doubt in your mind that every time you go up, there's pressure.
Knock on again.
Well, there is a mistake from Wigan, and Leeds are given prime position on a platter.
Didn't play the ball, did he? Incorrect play the ball.
Okay, James. Go.
But Leeds with an opportunity here. Justin Sangare.
Great opportunity, no good field
O'Connor.
position.
To his right. Morgan Gannon carrying it in. Look at that position they've given themselves again here now. 5 away. O'Connor. Back it goes. Cam Smith. Myler. Inside ball from Caesar, but Myler can't keep hold. It was a difficult pass to take, to be fair.
Yeah, I thought that would have, that'd been a great take. That's what they got to do. They got to get that triangle going. Smith, Caesar, and Myler. Good defence. Yeah, the ball again was just slightly behind him.
Back down, boys. Wait for the out call. Let's go. Get close, shot clock off.
So Wigan back with it, but a lot of work to do to get to a comfortable position, and Leeds will be working hard in this set now.
Yeah.
Hold the air, go on, good timing.
Niski's getting involved, the winger.
He'll play the ball better this time, you watch.
Jared, get square! No, he's chopping him in.
Good defence from Leeds again, though, putting the big men on the back, slowing the ruck down, just trying to take control of this game, and then it forces some of those impromptu offloads like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure those offloads. Won't be happy, the Wigan management.
Well, Leeds are the offload kings this year, aren't they? More than any other team, and yet it's Wigan who've perhaps produced more today. Here comes Farrell again.
Movement! Go for.
Inside the 30, O'Neill. Smith and now Hampshire. Hampshire telling Nsemba to come back on that inside angle. And Semba does that, holding up strong. Holding up strong. Keeps his feet.
6-1 now, play the ball, 5.
Last play.
5.
Smith, French with a little grubber behind the line, and Tyndall's picked it up, but he can do nothing to stop that effort.
Great play, lovely little kick. He saw that the defence was in line, he looked to kick on the inside or put it up in the air, took the right choice there. Repeat set now, just watch it try. What's he do here? Drops it on the left foot, beautifully weighted kick.
The skill to put that weighted kick in as well.
And taking the right option, you know. Does he put it up in the air? Does he go inside?
So Wigan have it back. It's a tide that is now going against Leeds at the moment. Can they keep their heads above water? O'Neill. Smith to Mega. Mega with a footwork. Leeds with a defensive effort. He's still going here, Mega. Still just causing a bit of trouble. And again keeping his feet. O'Neill drops out of dummy half. Hampshire back to Smith again. Smith, oh, brilliant ball!
Great
and then
pass.
Semba came flashing onto that. Whoa, remember! Junior and Semba. That was brilliant. The pass was sensational. And the score was a marvel.
Absolutely brilliant play there from Wigan, and it was some subtle movement by Harry Smith late. Just as the ball was being played, he comes from the left-hand side of the ruck, moves across to the right and just adds that extra number to come out the back of Ryan Hampshire and deliver a brilliant cut-out pass there for Junior and Semba, who's, I think, has been fantastic since he's come onto the field. He's always having to put numbers in to take him down. He's a big fella, he's a tall fella, not the easiest to tackle, but right there he went through virtually untouched on a brilliant line.
Tell you, Mago and Semba have made a huge difference in the second half. You have to say that McDonald just came out of the line there. He just played his hand and he just hit the hole, didn't he? And once he had the ball, there was no stopping him. McDonald, you've got to hold your line in the centre.
He's some kid, isn't he? You know, he's fairly new to the scene. I think he debuted last year against Hull KR, I'm not sure, but he runs with power.
The one thing about this kid as well, Hardy Smith, you know, he's just made 2 mistakes. That's it. Brushes himself off, puts a try-scoring pass in.
This for the lead. Wow, for the first time.
Well, it's a complete turnaround from last weekend.
Have we mentioned last Friday?
I think we have.
Harry Smith with a settler. Wigan fans in the Western Terraces calming down. South stand below us trying to put him off. The kick. Oh, it's a terrible kick. But I tell you what, it adds to the cup tie because it remains at 14 points apiece.
And that could be important when it comes down to it. It's such a tight game and they've done so well to claw the way back into this, and now Wigan looking that dominant team, really throwing the ball around, really putting the pressure on Leeds, and 2 points in this game could prove crucial.
Yeah, it's a poor miss by Smith. Easy kick for him, really. Just snatched at it. Short kick off.
Semba with a target. Leeds have gone short and have it, and Sangare drops on it, and that is not an unusual tactic from Leeds. They love their short kickoffs, and immediately they're on the front foot. Here's Cam Smith. They have bought themselves an opportunity with a roll of the dice. Holroyd driving it in. South stand beneath us has gone absolutely bonkers, lifting that noise. Holroyd again. Corey Johnson in at dummy half now as Holroyd's put down. Johnson has a look, picks up and plays it back. Now it's with Cam Smith. Here comes Caesar. Caesar out wide. Myler. Nenny MacDonald does well to turn this back into an attacking opportunity. The kick behind, Harry Newman was ready for it, but so are the Wigan defence. The offload, and Wigan have it back.
That was a poor decision. They haven't had any possession or territory. They've been under the cosh. You've just got to build pressure, build pressure. The kick wasn't needed there in a good position.
I think the Wardle involvement in the tackle there played a big part in that. Knocking that ball free. Here's Marshall. Oh, he's lost that. He's lost that, I think. No. I think there was a little bobble underneath those bodies, but
it's a good defence now by Leeds again.
Here's Miski. It's a vocal battle between the South Stand and the Western Terrace here.
It is, yeah. Great support by both sets of fans.
This is Byrne, Liam Byrne. Here's O'Neill. Regular interchange, dummy half in the second half of games. Smith puts it high. Oh, Tyndall! Did he get a hand on that? Can he get out of in the goal area?
Great chase.
No to the first one, no to the second. Drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, Liam Tyndall never really looked confident under that one. I think he lost that in the sun. I'm going to give him an excuse. He lost that one in the sun, not quite where he wanted to be, and really lucky that there wasn't a Wigan player closer to put that one down. But it's going to be another great opportunity now for Wigan.
It just shows how important it is. Because the quality of kickers these days, you can't give him that amount of time. You know, Smith just put it on his left peg, banged it up in the air. It's very difficult to take those kicks.
Well, they're missing Blake Austin with those dropouts, aren't they? That was a neither here nor there type of kick, which has given Wigan immediate position with their possession. 2 tackles gone 10 metres away. O'Neill at dummy half. Hampshire comes chiming in. Hampshire dragged down by 3. O'Neill again. Where's he going? Where's he going? He's had time to decide. Back with Harry Smith. Smith with a short one.
Tell you where he's going, whatever side Bevan French is on.
Here's O'Neill. Smith is. This is Byrne. Last play. Back to Smith. Smith into Hampshire. Hampshire tries to cut through.
Good defence.
The end, cut down.
Great defence.
They're picking up on your theme in the first half, Jody. Wigan are not going to be too despondent about where they finish there.
You know, I think there's a magnet in that that area of the field, that bottom left corner, just near the Wigan fans. And again, shifting the ball around really well. Movement from Wigan has been really good, and Harry Smith getting involved in all areas of the field, and I think he's really stood up tall in this second half so far, and he's had to, with being now the dominant recognised half, which he has done over recent weeks, but a new half partner, and I think he's really starting to get used to that partnership working really well again then.
England captain Jody Cunningham with us today.
Good step.
One of the greatest Welsh players the game has ever seen. Lewis Jones has a stand named after him here at Headingley, so Jiffy Jonathan Davis feels quite privileged to be here as well.
Yeah, you've got John Charles Stadium as well in Elland Road. Look, good Welsh contingent up in Yorkshire.
Leeds extricating themselves at the moment. Sangaré at Toulouse last year, the Frenchman. Myla.
Oh, again.
Belated call for the high tackle. I think the touch judge.
And they were struggling then to get out. Leeds weren't going anywhere. They've been given a lifeline.
Pressure reliever, that one. Just a bit lazy there with the swinging arm from Morgan Smithies.
He was.
You start to see that as these middles will get tired. They're doing extra minutes. Obviously, we're losing Ethan Havard early on. And that's just where you start to see those swinging arms just a little bit lazy, and the penalties start to come.
It's a match like a pendulum, swinging. Latest swing was Wigan's way, but here come Leeds, and Holroyd.
It's a good run again.
Leading the drive. Get up and play it, the referee says. Johnson out of dummy half. Cameron Smith drops it back on the inside. Caesar comes running through. Johnson again, Leeds getting closer and closer, and here's Sangare to get them even closer. Threatened for a moment there to go all the way, but Wigan just about hang on. Johnson again. Back it goes to Caesar. Step back on the inside from Morgan Gannon. Gannon with the offload. Keeping opportunities alive here. McDonnell out of play, I think.
He's into
out of play, yes. Scrum down, lost it, lost the ball.
Play again.
Yeah, Morgan Gannon there, nowhere to go really. And just finding his way into touch. But brilliant Wigan defence again. Numbers in, just showing that desire to pull the Wigan attacker out of the field of play and earn the ball back again. You can see what that means there to Morgan Smith. He's got through some work in the middle and he'll be relieved to get that Wigan scrum now.
Oh, it's a big push from Leeds. Big push from Leeds. You don't see that very often, so when it happens, it surprises the opposition. And no doubt Wigan was surprised there, because it's Leeds who'll get the ball back.
Yeah, it's a big play, that is. You know, look at it. They go in.
Gets his hand to it.
Got his hand to it, knock on. Well, I feel they're going to turn this pressure into points now, Leeds.
Is it too early to start thinking about drop goals? Oh, hang on.
Depends where you are, really.
They're blowing up again.
Well, there'll be a lot of angry faces now, nothing else, Dave. Too many cameras, you can't do that these days.
We might start to see a little bit more of that as well. It's, you know, draws in any game a tenth, but when it's knockout rugby league and you're playing in a cup competition, the nerves start to come in, like you say. Is it that golden point sort of time where you're looking at dropping a goal in the last 10 minutes? It starts to get a little bit touchy, and we'll see some of this flaring up.
Keep the discipline. That could be crucial last 18 minutes.
Already pulled props out at a scrum earlier in the game. If we have any more of that, I'm just going to pick a penalty. You got the message? Got the message? Yeah.
And a penalty at this stage would be very advantageous.
Well, a scrum head and feed 10 yards from your opponent's line is very advantageous as well here.
It is.
So Leeds with an opportunity to strike. 6 players to have a go. Caesar puts it back, and McDonnell is dragged down. Orford's in at dummy half. That's play 1. Still 5 to go. Orford's is going to have a go himself. Maybe that's a waste of a play. Wigan defence always had that covered. Spun back to Caesar. Here comes Holroyd. We know what we're going to get from him, and that's that.
A good feet, isn't he? Good feet for the big man.
Johnson stepping away.
Good defence.
Goes Cam Smith, but Liam Farrell is all over him.
Great defence by Farrell.
Johnson again.
Quick in that look, Liam.
Back to Caesar. Here's Martin. Wigan's defence has been honest so far. Leeds have one chance to trick them now. Back it goes to Caesar. Oh, he slides it in, and Harry Smith snatches that back up, much to the relief of those in cherry and white.
I don't think there was much on there, so maybe, as you said, maybe a drop goal there. They hadn't gone anywhere, just to get your noses in front.
Harry Smith does well there, though. To pick that one up round his ankles, it's easy to knock those on. He does really well.
That's a good run as well. Fair play. Miskett.
Oh, he's hurt. Miskett.
Oh, he just got onto it and just held it between his legs.
Here's Wardle. Farrell. Farrell. 6 tackle. Smith. It's a tester for Myler because French is after it. It's French who gets there.
Great
no, he doesn't. It's Myler, and that is brilliant from Richie Myler.
I can't express.
Oh, he's knocked on.
Oh, what a brilliant take. Under such pressure. Does he knock it on? Look at that. It's a brilliant take. And as he goes down, yeah, knocks it on. Oh.
And that pendulum swinging back. Wigan's way.
The touch judge must have seen that.
Wait for the out call. Wait for the out call.
Johnny Roberts on this near side touch judge to give him a name check. Warren Turley on the other side.
Okay, shot clock off.
15 to go. Big moment in the game. Big set of 6 as they all seem to be at the moment.
Go for
Here's Ryan Hampshire, and he's found a way for Wardle to find a way. Second debut for Ryan Hampshire, and a big moment in a Challenge Cup tie. Wardle gets himself over. Wigan are back in the lead.
He's been good, hasn't he, Wardle? Very good. It's a clever play from the scrum. As we said earlier, Jody, you know, from the scrum, they're very good. Here's the mistake. Great take, but just loses it. But just watch it. French goes one way, and then all of a sudden, Hampshire's got just a jump start from the scrum. Just watch him. Lovely ball. Wardle's in. Morgan Gannon, he just got a jump start on Morgan Gannon, and he couldn't make it up. And the outside defence, and he's going, shall I come in, shall I come in? Brilliant line, good ball.
Yeah, Jake Wardle, he deserved that one, didn't he? He's been fantastic all game, possibly the best man in a Wigan shirt so far with the impact that he's had alongside Bevan French. And I think the Leeds defence were possibly listening to you, Jonathan, and maybe anticipating it going the side where Bevan French went, but that's what worked for them. They had that little bit of space, caught Harry Newman flat-footed, and it was a brilliant Wigan try.
Well, no wonder Leeds' defence was in trouble if they were listening to Jonathan. Big kick this. Big kick.
It is a big kick.
Puts this over. Leeds would have to score twice to win it in normal time. But his kicking has not been good today.
One thing about him, he's made a few errors, but he's just dusted himself off and gone and got about his job. But it's worrying what you can't control. Those previous kicks, just put it out of your mind.
Here's Smith. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post. It's 1 out of 4. 18-14, Wigan the lead, but, oh, shirts off, yellow card for that. But that try now might not be enough. Leeds will take hope from that.
2 big kicks really missed. And he'll be disappointed he's missed those. He's a better kicker than that.
Leeds will go short. Of course Leeds will go short. It's what's in their DNA this year. And knock on from Toby King.
So scrum to Leeds.
Leeds scrum. I mean, they have been criticised for these short kickoffs this year, Leeds, but the last 2 have paid off.
Well, if you're competing for it, if you're going to compete for it and get a chance of getting it back...
Oh, was that a knock-on?
I'm not sure. That's a tough call, isn't it?
Let's go, put down.
Yeah, those short kickoffs, it's hero or zero. If it works, fantastic, you get the ball back. If it doesn't, then you're giving Wigan much better field position than if you get a deep kick.
We were talking about great Welshmen. There is a genuine great Welshman, Billy Boston. Here today, there he is, Billy Boston. What a fantastic player Billy was.
They're going to have a statue of him in Cardiff Bay.
Yeah, they've got one in Wigan, they've got one in Wigan, and they're going to have one in Cardiff as well. Legend, dead set legend. Anyway, back to the game, 11.5 minutes to go. Leeds sense an opportunity to strike back. Sangaré put down, 20 yards away. Johnson goes left. Here it is now with Caesar. McDonald's making a move on that left-hand side. Wigan's defence remains resolute. Myler, Caesar. Allroyd again, just straightening up the hard graft of the big men down the middle. They hope opens things up for the smaller men out wide. Sangaré with a great offload. The effort is there again, but Wigan hang on.
Turnover ball.
It's a long way from over this cup tie.
I think they panicked a little bit there. Just need a little bit more composure. You know, Smith was out the back there. The Wigan defence had him covered. Sagre.
Leeds are going to step it up here, though, aren't they?
Oh, they have to.
There's Marshall. What a way to start the televised cup campaign this year in the Betfred Challenge Cup. A game like this, and don't forget there's another one tomorrow Cass against Hull. That's going to be terrific too.
That'll be an interesting game tomorrow.
Wardle down the middle.
He's there again, Wardle, isn't he?
Back foot, back foot.
Here's O'Neill. Hampshire back to Nsemba. Lovely stuff again from Junior Nsemba. Smith.
Oh, that's a nice one again.
Myler's wondering where this is coming down. He's selected superbly well, and a very good take under a swirling high ball.
He's been brilliant under the high ball. You know, people question his stature, but you know he's been very, very good.
And Jody, two full backs here today. Bevan French, Richie Myler, who played a lot of their careers in other positions. Used someone who's played at full back and had to switch. How difficult is it to play at full back, having played in other parts of the field?
Yeah, fullback's quite a unique position. It's quite a lonely position a lot of the time, but the attributes that both these fullbacks have, from a half-back ball-playing ability, Bevan French playing on the wing, and that pace and that speed and the ability to still have that high ball catch. I think all of those attributes just make you a better all-round fullback, but it can be quite a lonely position. I think both have done incredibly well today.
Well, there's one full-back, Myler kicking it high to the other, and Bevan French, just to illustrate the point, catching it superbly well. You've got to be really vocal at full-back, haven't you? You are organising everything.
You have to be really, but also if you've played in the half-back as well, you can try and second-guess where they're going to kick it or when they're going to kick it. So communication is key at full-back. Get the wingers working with you as well to cover the grass.
Here's Miski. O'Neill and Marshall.
It's a good set, this is. Great set again by Wigan.
Every tackle has yielded quite some yards in Wigan's favour. Farrell sizing them up and then trying to push through. So they played a good 50-60 yards in this set. Smith on the end of it is allowed to carry it quite a distance before putting that kick on. Tyndall catches in the field of play. He went back into in goal, but he was clearly in the field of play.
They'll be happy with that, Wigan again.
Yeah, kick pressure from Leeds has not been good enough.
No, it hasn't.
Newman.
Even getting a repeat set when they were down there last time. I think they lacked the composure.
Myler. McDonald.
Set up side by side.
Just struggling to contain him there, Naney McDonald. He made plenty of metres after contact. Oleczki. Johnson.
Oh,
inside ball from Cameron Smith.
It was on.
Richie Myler is cursing him under his breath because he was ready to skirt through, but Leeds are keeping it alive here. McDonald put down.
Kicks important.
Caesar's going to kick on the last. Bevan French has to cover some ground here and is dangerously close to the touchline, but is taken to the ground as a safety first option. Wardle. Again, he's ready to risk an offload, and Miski carries it on a stride or two. Ellis. Here comes O'Neill. Back with Farrell. Leeds fans determined to persuade the referee that was a forward pass, but it's not given. Now it's the last, Harry Smith. Bevan French is after this. Bevan French. And Richie Myler knew he was coming, but he's taken it well, and French timed that nicely to make the tackle.
Yeah, he did. Again, fullback on fullback. We've seen that a number of times today, and I think possibly gauntlet thrown between those two with how tight this game is. They've both been crucial with their involvement so far, but neither really making too many errors today.
Remember, these two are the Cup Kings. Wigan have won it 20 times, Leeds 14, 59 finals they've shared down the years. But only one of these sides is taking the next giant step towards Wembley at the end of this game, and it is still in the balance. McDonald Caesar, Newman, closed down by Marshall, but Newman's found a way through, and Newman's on his way, and he has support, and again, the inside pass was ignored, and this time it's cost them a try, or can they finish here? Cam Smith, across he goes, puts the kick in, rattles shins, still the sixth tackle, not played at, Caesar, now the kick's through, French gathers it up, and Harry Newman must be thinking he had his time again.
You just can't do that. It's a team game, you're in a position, someone's in a better position, you've got to give it.
Forget costing him a try, that could have cost Leeds the game there.
Yeah.
It was, again, he should have found the pass last time. That one was criminal.
You're right, Jody.
Wigan breathe a sigh of relief. Hampshire carries it in. O'Neill's here at dummy half. Last play. O'Neill. Smith. How does that affect Harry Newman rather, for the rest of this game? Myler's dropped it but backwards, so that's okay. Here comes Tyndall. Wigan's line is...
It's a big set for Leeds this now. They got many sets to play with.
4 minutes to go. Remember, Troy levels it. Try and goal wins it for Leeds from this position. But it is Wigan who have the advantage at the moment. 2, maybe 3 more sets for Leeds with ball in hand, including this one. Leeds have lost it, Caesar's lost it, and have Leeds just lost it in that moment as well? Penalty because Caesar has mouthed off at the referee, and the referee has given the penalty to Wigan.
Yeah, big call that. Look, we've seen it a few times with hands in, plays in and around the ruck, but that's just a drop there from Aidan Caesar, trying to play the ball quick, and we're seeing this nearly try again by Harry Newman. He should have found that pass. He had Richie Myler inside screaming for the ball. I'm sure he gave him a spray after that one. But that's a chance gone begging for Leeds.
He had to give it. That is a match-winning pass. Inside support, under the posts. You slow the clock down, Leeds win.
Move, James!
Here's Smith. Wigan just settling themselves down here. A couple of minutes to go. Leeds will get the ball back, and if they can survive this attack, they do still have a chance in this game, in this cup tie. Do or die. Trapdoors opening. Smith back on the inside. Farrell holding off defenders, has another go.
Repeat set. Repeat set here now, that's it. Game is over.
O'Neill spinning it back. Powell. Oh, was McDonald tackling the man off the ball?
I think it is. It's a penalty.
It's going to be a penalty. It is a penalty. Wigan surely will kick for goal. And with the time left, 1 minute and 30 odd seconds, that might just be that.
Yeah, Nene McDonald, I think it was then, who just couldn't resist the urge to tackle Bevan French without the ball. It was open field in front of him there, probably a try if he would manage to catch that one and go in. Nene McDonald had to tackle him without the ball and gives the penalty away now, which...
I think they're going to run it.
They're going to run it. They're going to run the clock down, aren't they? Yeah, just keep the ball. If they kick the goal and then from the kick-off Leeds with their short kick-off prowess get it back, they would still have had an opportunity. So we're going to thinking here more than the commentator. Ellis gets up, plays it. They're going to run it down as slow as possible. 50 seconds to go. Farrell takes it in. Going to get your man of the match in just a second. But Wigan trying to get that clock to tick to 0. Smithies tries a mere bonus here, and they might get it from O'Neill, but Leeds defenders are there in numbers. He's back 10 yards. going to take all the time in the world. So quickly, Jonathan Davis, man of the match.
We've had a chat to you, Jody, and I think Jake Wardle is Betfred, Challenge Cup man of the match. He's been outstanding. Try scored a couple of crucial runs in the first half. He's been our man of the match.
This is Farrell for Wigan. 10 seconds to go. Last play. This is going out of play.
Yeah.
This ball's going out of play. Out it comes to Marshall. Marshall is just taunting them and takes the tackle at the end to send the Cherry and Whites into delirium. It's been a top cup tie here today, as we expected. So much to keep us on the edge of our seats. Wigan winners by 18 points to 14. They do take that big step towards Wembley Stadium. Leeds go out. Matty Pete satisfied about the response from his side after last week's implosion against the same opposition. But it's those Wigan fans who are loving the moment here. We're going to get some reaction down there on the field as well, getting the access that rugby league allows us. They've just run their blood to water, but I'm sure they're all waiting to speak to John Wilkin to talk about the emotion